If you're over 60, you've probably noticed how life starts to shift. Things that used to matter, like keeping a big circle of friends, just don't feel as urgent anymore. And here's a bold truth: you don't need a crowd to live your best life after 70. I know that might sound surprising, but stick with me. Today, we're diving into 6 practical steps to embrace your independence, not to isolate, but to free yourself up for more peace, better health, and a happiness that's all your own. This isn't about loneliness, it's about taking charge of your time, your energy, and your well-being. Think less stress on your heart, more pep in your step, and a life that fits you. I'll share some real stories, a bit of my own journey, and tips you can start today, because at this stage, you deserve to feel good, inside and out. Let's jump in. Number 1, you've earned the right to live for yourself. As you step into your 70s, something remarkable happens. You realize you no longer need to prove anything to anyone. In your younger years, friendships often came with a hidden agenda, fitting in, impressing others, or keeping up with the social game. Maybe you spent hours networking for work, hosting dinners to stay relevant, or saying yes to plans just to feel included. But now? That pressure's gone. You've built a life, raised families, climbed career ladders, weathered storms, and you don't need a crowd clapping for you to know your worth. This shift isn't just liberating, it's a health game changer. Studies show that chronic stress, like the kind that comes from chasing approval, can spike cortisol levels, leading to inflammation, heart issues, and even memory decline. At 70 and beyond, letting go of that burden frees up mental energy and protects your body. Take my Uncle Joe, for instance. He's 72, a retired mechanic from Ohio. For years, he kept up with his old shop buddies, weekly beers, loud debates about cars. After retiring, those meetups faded. At first, he worried he'd lose his identity without them. But then he started tinkering in his garage alone, fixing up an old Mustang. No small talk, no egos, just him and the work. He told me, "I don't miss the noise. My blood pressure's down, and I sleep better." The science backs him up. A 2023 study from the American Heart Association found that older adults who prioritize personal fulfillment over social obligations report lower stress and better cardiovascular health. So, tip number 1 for your 70s, ditch the need to impress. Spend your energy on what keeps you ticking, whether it's a hobby, a walk, or just sitting with a cup of coffee. You've earned it, and your body will thank you. Number 2, peace beats the chaos of constant socializing. Here's a truth that hits harder with age: peace feels better than a packed calendar. In your 20s or 30s, a buzzing social life might have been the goal: parties, coffee dates, group vacations. But as an older adult, you start craving something simpler, quiet. Not the eerie kind, but the calm that comes when you're not juggling phone calls, RSVPs, or petty dramas. Friendships, even the good ones, often demand upkeep, checking in, showing up, listening to the same old gripes. After 70, that can feel less like connection and more like a chore. Why does this matter for your health? Because downtime isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. The National Institute on Aging says older adults who carve out quiet time have lower rates of anxiety and depression. Social overload, on the other hand, can wear you down. I learned this myself a few years back. I'm not 70 yet, but at 45, I was burning out trying to keep up with friends, group chats buzzing, weekend plans piling up. One day, I muted everything and took a solo hike. No voices, just birds and wind. I came back feeling lighter than I had in months. Now, I imagine that at 70, that need for calm only grows. Take Martha, a 76-year-old I met at a community center in Florida. She used to host bridge nights and book clubs. Her house was Grand Central Station. But after a hip replacement, she slowed down. Instead of feeling guilty for skipping events, she started gardening in silence. She told me, "I used to think I'd miss the chatter. Turns out, I love hearing my own thoughts." Her doctor noticed the difference too. Her blood sugar stabilized, and she's off one of her meds. Practical tip: try a quiet hour each day. No calls, no TV, just you. It's not lonely, it's medicine for your mind and body. Number 3, fewer friends, fewer health drains. Let's be real, friendships can disappoint. You've probably had your share: the pal who ghosted when you got sick, the one who only called to vent, or the group that drifted after you stopped hosting. By 70, you've seen enough to know not every friend is worth your energy. Cutting back doesn't just save you emotionally, it's a health win too. Toxic or one-sided relationships can tank your well-being. A 2022 study in the Journals of Gerontology found that older adults with stressful social ties had higher risks of insomnia, hypertension, and even falls due to distracted energy. I've felt this sting myself. Back in my 30s, I had a buddy, Mike, who'd call me non-stop, always complaining, never asking how I was. I'd hang up exhausted, my jaw tight from tension. Finally, I stopped picking up. My stress levels dropped, and I stopped popping antacids like candy. Now, picture that at 70, when your body's less forgiving. Fewer letdowns mean less strain on your heart, literally. Think of Clara, an 80-year-old from Texas. She spent years being the reliable one in her circle, driving friends to appointments, hosting holidays. When her arthritis flared, no one stepped up. She was hurt, but then she let go. "I don't chase anymore," she said. She started Tai Chi instead, low impact, meditative, perfect for her joints. Her mobility's up, and she's not bitter. Tip: audit your friendships. Who lifts you up? Who drags you down? Trim the dead weight, your blood pressure and sleep quality will improve. Number 4, your time's too precious for fake smiles. Time's the one thing you can't get back, and at 70, you feel that truth in your bones. In your younger days, you might have had hours to burn, chatting over coffee, lingering at parties. Now, every minute counts. Why waste it on friendships that feel like a duty? This isn't selfish, it's smart. The American Psychological Association says older adults who guard their time report higher life satisfaction and lower rates of chronic fatigue. For me, this hit home watching my mom, now 68. She used to say yes to every lunch invite, even when she'd rather nap or read. Last year, she started declining, politely but firmly. She picked up watercolor painting instead. Her hands shake less now, and she's got a spark I hadn't seen in years. She said, "I'm not rude, I'm just done pretending." Her doctor's thrilled, her energy's up, and her arthritis meds are working better without the exhaustion. Consider George, 73, from Michigan. He used to drag himself to poker nights, grumbling about the drive. One winter, he quit. He swapped cards for a treadmill, 20 minutes a day, right in his basement. His cholesterol's down 15 points. Tip: next time you're dreading a social call, swap it for something you love: stretching, a podcast, a brisk walk. Your time's yours. Use it to thrive. Number 5, your best buddy's already in the mirror. Here's a secret society won't tell you: the best companion after 70 is you. You've got decades of wisdom, quirks, and stories. No one knows you better. Leaning into that self-connection isn't just empowering, it's a health booster. The Journal of Aging and Health found that older adults who enjoy their own company have stronger immune systems and fewer doctor visits. Why? Less stress, more control. I stumbled into this during a rough patch at 40. After a breakup, I stopped chasing plans and started cooking for myself, simple stuff, like roasted veggies. I'd sit, eat, think. No noise, no rush. My anxiety eased, and I dropped 10 pounds without trying. At 70, that self-reliance only deepens. Take Helen, 77, from California. She used to dread empty evenings. Then she embraced them, knitting, sipping tea, watching old movies. "I'm my own date now," she laughed. Her chronic back pains eased up, less tension, more rest. Tip: treat yourself like a friend. Cook a healthy meal, say, salmon with steamed broccoli, loaded with omega-3s for your heart. Or try journaling. 5 minutes a day can cut stress and keep your mind sharp. You don't need a crowd when you've got you. Number 6, letting go fuels a healthier, happier you. Finally, letting go of stale friendships doesn't close doors, it opens them. You're not isolating, you're curating a life that fits you. At 70, clinging to the past, old pals, old habits, can weigh you down. Releasing that load frees you to focus on what keeps you strong: movement, nutrition, rest. A 2024 report from the CDC says older adults who simplify their lives have lower rates of diabetes and arthritis flare-ups. Less drama, more vitality. I saw this with my neighbor, Ed, 79. He used to dread his Rotary Club meetings: same faces, same arguments. He quit last year. Now he's biking, nothing fancy, just 15 minutes around the block. His knees feel better, and he's grinning more. "I didn't lose friends," he said. "I gained me." For you, it might be yoga, a farmer's market trip for fresh greens, or just napping without guilt. Tip: drop one draining tie this week. Replace it with a health win: 10 squats, a glass of water, a deep breath. Small steps, big payoff. Final thoughts. So, here's the takeaway: you don't need a crowd after 70 to live well, it's about thriving on your terms. These 6 points aren't about shutting people out, they're about letting your health, peace, and happiness take center stage. Which hit home for you? Maybe you're ready to skip the guilt and savor your mornings. Maybe you'll trade gossip for a good stretch. Tell me below, what's one thing you'll try to boost your life? Your story inspires me, and I read every comment. If this resonated, hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell. We're building a community for Americans over 60 who want practical, uplifting tips. Share this with someone who needs it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.